In 1928, the communists declared that the racial differences among our people constituted the weakest and most vulnerable point in our social fabric. By constantly probing and straining at this one spot, they calculated that eventually the cloth could be torn apart and that Americans could be divided, weakened, and perhaps even set against each other in open combat. We mustn't kid ourselves into thinking that the communists have placed their agitators only into the black communities. They're working both sides of the street. They want hatred, violence, and bloodshed between the races, and they don't care how they get it or whom they use, even children if necessary. Here is a book that I think ought to be in every home library. It's entitled Color, Communism, and Common Sense by Manning Johnson. He joined the party as a young man because he honestly believed that the communists were trying to improve the conditions of his people. He was a dedicated communist, and eventually he rose to one of the highest ranks. But after many years, he discovered that instead they were merely planning to use his people in a bloody revolution to destroy America. And when he woke up to this, he dropped out of the party and devoted the rest of his life trying to alert his fellow citizens of all races to the true nature of the Communist Party as he knew it to be from the inside. Manning Johnson said, "Black rebellion was what Moscow wanted. Bloody racial conflict would split America. During the confusion, demoralization and panic would set in. Then finally the Reds say, workers stop work. Many of them seize arms by attacking arsenals. Street fights become frequent. Under the leadership of the Communist Party, the workers organize revolutionary committees to be in command of the uprising. Armed workers seize the principal government offices, invade the residences of the president and his cabinet members, arrest them, declare the old regime abolished, establish their own power." Now, here is a piece of vicious communist propaganda that perhaps some of you have seen. It's called The Crusader. It's written by Robert F. Williams, one of the organizers of the Revolutionary Action Movement. In this issue of The Crusader, the communists call not only for extensive chaos within the cities, but for putting to the torch every village, every forest, every field, and every barn. The plan is for raging fires from one city to the next. The reason? Well, first, there's the value of sheer destruction. Secondly, it would force us to deploy our defenses and rescue units over the widest possible area. The communists point out,
this sounds familiar, doesn't it?
That as long as our police and National Guard remain concentrated, they're invincible. But if they can be forced to spread out over the entire city and into the countryside as well, then they can be picked off from ambush one by one. And the third value of massive fire to the communists is psychological. The average American, they say, soft and decadent, when he sees billows of black smoke rising from one horizon to the other, when at night the only light he has to see by is the flickering red from flames leaping into the sky, he'll become paralyzed with fear and panic. He'll run away and hide and do nothing to interfere with the guerrilla bands as they strike at the community's power centers. The Crusader explains how to set up sniper units in crowded metropolitan areas, how to manufacture jumbo Molotov cocktails, the gallon jug size, and how to mix the gasoline with certain ingredients to make it burn like napalm, how to pour gasoline into utility manholes in the streets to set fire to the main telephone cables, how to put sulfur tips from matches into air conditioning units and blow up large buildings, how to ignite gas mains and oil storage tanks. It explains how radio-controlled model airplanes can be used to fly explosive charges over heavily guarded fences into gasoline storage areas or munition stockpiles. It even calls for infiltration into the National Guard units, revolutionaries posing as non-militants for the purpose of getting free military training and for gaining access to critical military supplies and heavy weapons. And then, finally, Robert Williams says this: any all-out minority revolution must create a state of crisis wherein almost all of the male population would be forced to remain in their homes to protect their property and families. The middle class is very large, but it is not accustomed to deprivation and terror. Because of its affluence, it has waxed soft. It has no stomach for massive fire, blood, and violence. The motive force behind its life drive is its endless pursuit of prestige, conspicuous consumption, and sensual pleasure. A few years of violent, sporadic, and highly destructive uprisings will set the stage for the grand finale. After the stage is properly set through protracted struggle, America could be brought to her knees in 90 days of highly organized, fierce fighting, sabotage, and massive firestorm. Ladies and gentlemen, the plans and preparations for a communist revolution of force and violence are far advanced. The organization behind these preparations has almost unlimited financial resources, and it provides both training and leadership based upon years of experience in many other countries. Our enemies are deadly serious about their task, and it's nothing short of national suicide for us to continue to ignore their plans and their progress. The violent revolution becomes of primary...
Remember this was filmed in 1969, but that was written in 1928 on how to.
...value to the communists, to the extent to which it can be used to condition the masses psychologically to accept the non-violent revolution, which is offered supposedly as the only alternative. Hoping to avoid further violence and bloodshed, the public is to be pressured into accepting measures that will move the country gradually and legally toward communism, but without calling it that. The strategy of the proletarian revolution calls for the quiet conversion of our government into a communist regime, but under the banner of socialism. Well, what is socialism? All right, let's define it. According to the dictionary, socialism is a political concept based upon the principle of government ownership and control of property, the means of production, and the avenues of commerce. Under socialism, those who run the government, and the communists are confident that in America they eventually will be the ones who do so.
Now they want you to own no property, not even your kids. They have to get rid of the nuclear family. No moms and pops. They want to dissolve that. You're going to be swearing your allegiance to the almighty Big Brother. So you won't own your kids. Your kids will be turned against you. They'll be used as snitches. And we're heading in that direction.
Those who run the government will know who is to get something and who has to wait. And that represents control over human beings. What has all this to do with the communist revolution in America? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has everything to do with it, because the building of socialism is the communist revolution in America. It represents the process whereby our country can be moved gradually toward communism without the people even being aware of it. No matter what grievance we may have, real or imagined, no matter what national problems we may face, the communists seize upon these as excuses to build socialism. They have one and only one solution for all problems: more government, and then more and
taxing.
More, until it's total government. And forgive me for saying it one more time, total government is communism.
Absolutely. Here's someone that escaped the Red Guard.
The central leaders all knew that the Red Guards were beating people, but they also said that people should learn from the Red Guards and salute them.
Zhou Enlai's implicit distinction between smashing bourgeois ideas and smashing bourgeois individuals was quickly forgotten. Over the next few weeks, tens of thousands of people in Beijing were harangued and severely beaten. Many hundreds died.
I can remember it as though it were yesterday, watching a group of strongly built students, including some of my own classmates, boys who practiced martial arts, jump up onto the platform to beat our headmaster. By the time it ended, he no longer looked like a human being. His face had been beaten so severely you couldn't tell where his nose or eyes were. It was just a black mess. When I saw that, my heart froze.
This was the spirit that was encouraged. The first year of the Cultural Revolution. The army was told, hands off. The police were told, hands off. And Mao said, let the young champions make their own mistakes.
Yeah,
so
we
it
are
was
there.
a great free-for-all.
Really
China was
close,
undergoing a slow descent into hell.
if they can get full
The
control
highest-ranking
of the
victims were
media.
brought out for public humiliation
That's why they
before
want
mass meetings in a
censorship.
football stadium. They wore placards around their necks with their names crossed out like common criminals awaiting execution.
Now in Islam, they do the same thing, but they behead them instead of shooting them.
Wu Han was a playwright, one of whose works angered Mao. The chairman used it as a pretext to overthrow Wu's patron, the mayor of Beijing, Peng Jun. The purge he'd set in motion would eventually claim other victims, still higher in the chain of command.
A lot of people don't speak out.
Meanwhile,
because of fear.
Peng and his colleagues were left to twist in the wind.
Unbelievable. Here's someone else that has escaped communism.
Growing up during Mao's Cultural Revolution, I did not have free speech. I was afraid to speak up for fear of being reported to the authorities. My family members whispered to each other, so the neighbors could not hear us. China's Communist Party controls free speech by censoring internet, using social credit system to track people's behavior and social media
Coming
posts,
to America.
and silence any dissident voices. I'm very concerned that free speech has been under attack in the US by big tech and the government. People have to speak freely in order to think freely, exchange ideas, communicate with each other in order to get to the truth, and come up with solutions to the problems we face as a country. When others control your speech, they control your minds, thoughts, and keep you away from thinking the truth. Our First Amendment right protects our freedom of speech, especially the speech we might not agree with. But it is essential to uphold freedom of speech for everyone, because otherwise any one of us could be silenced. We need representatives in Congress who will support your constitutional right to free speech. We must follow the laws that protect your rights, whether in the physical or digital town square. The American people should not be silenced and censored. When in Congress, I will always fight for free speech and stop the government censorship. Join me in my fight for free speech by sharing this video and donating to my campaign and volunteer to help me to win.
Yep, she's right. Absolutely right. And this whole No Kings protest and all that is they're trying to silence us on the right. Make it so that we're too afraid to come out. And this is where the type of places they want us to live in the future.
These are the features of a tiny Tokyo apartment in a slightly expensive area. Heated toilet with no wash lid, 360-degree floor-to-ceiling windows. They open up so you can see outside. A little bar for safety over here. The windows even have blinds that you can close like that all the way around. There's a washing machine right here, as well as a tiny, I guess you can call it kitchen, with a small sink, 2 induction heaters, your air conditioner is in the worst possible place, as well as your plugs are under the ground like this, and there are not that many for the whole apartment. And then this brings you all the way back around to your tub and your toilet. Full video up on Tokyo Lens.
Could you imagine living in that? I don't know what the hell you sleep in that thing. I don't know. All right, here's a senior. This has been played before. Senior vice president talking about no white males being hired at Disney. They're not going to hire white males.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
I am going to get to the No Kings thing, but I'm going to play it near the end where more people are on. I had someone a friend that was there covering some of it.
Again.
There are times when it's spoken, but
How would they say it?
there's no way we're hiring a white male Mitchell. They say
Like straight to you?
Yeah.
Or okay.
They'd be very careful how they message that to agents.
According to these videotapes, Disney blatantly discriminates against whites, white men in particular.
I think I'm sort of like well prepared for it. I'm well positioned for it. But as far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male. That's not who they're looking to promote at the moment.
As a white guy, even Michael has his own doubts about the possibility for advancement for himself at Disney. In fact, Michael actually got to experience Disney's discrimination against white males firsthand.
I've been at the company 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in those divisions, and they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for the shop. They're just not. That's not what they want.
They even passed over a qualified half-black person for a promotion because they didn't look black enough.
We wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now, who was half black, but didn't appear half black. And there was a creative executive who was like, "We're not that's not what's wrong." They wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't gonna bring that to the meeting. I mean, it kind of feels like we're, at some point there's going to be a lawsuit. That's kind of how it feels, just because of,
And that is a lawyer talking. So how does Disney explain pushing these discriminatory practices? They use code words and buzzwords.
I'm guessing that there's acceptable code words and buzzwords that are used to explain what they're looking for. They might say something like, look, we're not looking at the usual suspects for this job. So it's not a legally actionable thing, but everybody knows what it means. They, for writers and actors, we'll hear all the time, looking to hire writers and actors who bring diversity. I'm not looking to bring on any more clients who are white.
Welcome to the Disney Tapes. My name is James O'Keefe, standing here in Burbank, California, outside Disney corporate headquarters. This is our first part in a series about blatant discrimination and woke policies at the Walt Disney Company. To say that the Disney Company has had a tumultuous 5 years, well, that would be an understatement. Major box office flops, a losing battle with the state of Florida, and a stock that is one of the worst performers on Wall Street. And as you'll probably conclude from this report, as well as recent shareholder rumblings, almost all of Disney's recent failings are as a result of Bob Iger and the cast of characters here at Disney that are trying to force woke DEI policies into every aspect of Disney's vast media empire. What used to be a highly profitable company by being the gold standard of family entertainment has taken a sharp downturn in the wake of all of its wokeness. Under CEO Bob Iger's leadership, Disney's downfall likely started with the insane hiring practices amongst its executives and creative teams. One of their top senior vice presidents claims that they not only discriminate against white men, when recruiting and hiring middle management, they actually give bonuses for hiring and retaining employees that are specifically not white. According to these videotapes, Disney blatantly discriminates against whites, white men in particular. Not a week goes by without a news headline about potential medical supply shortages, threats to our infrastructure or power grid. And the road, and OMG.
He gives the directive. I mean,
For each show? For each...
Not that specifically, but hey, I want every show to have substantial diversity.
Iger even has a chief diversity officer. Now, up until recently, that was Latondra Newton, who played a big part in dragging Disney full bore into its losing culture war by promoting discriminatory hiring practices and introducing gay, lesbian, transgender, non-binary, and other characters into Disney's children's animated series and films.
It's an all-across thing, all of HR, there's that one specific person that kind of Because I forgot
Good
the
question.
lady's name. She's the head of the.
Oh, I know you're talking about the head of the diversity, yeah.
The African American lady. Yeah. So is that like kind of her deciding?
She
that?
oversees a lot of that for sure. But it's pretty broad, I would say. There are other people in HR who are also focused on that. I would say a relatively large percentage of our top writer creators happen to be women, and a lot of
Just by happenstance.
I mean, like, just like if you say whatever, I don't know, whatever 10 or 15% of the population is gay, I would guess that 30 to 35% of our top writers are going to be, gay. And so I think a lot of them lean into trans stories more than the average straight writer would.
And in an odd twist, you have to be a white Jewish guy to be considered for a C-suite job. More on that next week. But now, let's meet Los Angeles-based Michael Giordano, a white male and Walt Disney's Senior Vice President of Business Affairs.
I do like business affairs, like negotiations for television.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. That's really cool.
I'm not really like on the creative side. So a lot of it is, like knowing like the guild agreements and the union agreements and everything. Like make offers for the writers and the actors who are going to be out working on the show, and the producers and the directors, and try to get to a place where we can close a deal with them, help the production to budget, and so much of my job is just the negotiating, really. And then other people are doing kind of the drafting of the contracts. So,
Oh wow! So yeah, what's the negotiating like?
I'm like sitting down trying to figure out, okay, what are we gonna pay this actor for this role? What do we think they want?
Oh wow!
Kind of strategize that. Everything from how you produce a show, how you distribute a show, how you exhibit a show, how you market a show, things like that. All of the negotiations and deal-making that related to it.
Yeah.
Actually two of our brave undercover journalist and American Swiper investigative reporters met Michael on the dating app Hinge. And aside from this story, which focused on Disney's overt discrimination against white men, you'll see later on in this report, and it'll be quite entertaining, Michael turns out to be quite the ladies' man.
How long have you been on dating out?
Not very long.
Have you been going out?
Not a lot.
Anything like worth?
You know what's funny? No.
Let's dig right into Disney's blatant practices of discrimination. If you're wondering how Disney as a company looks at race, gender, and discrimination in the hiring process, about how they recruit and hire talent, look no further.
I think there are times when it's like so front and center. It's like great because that's the focus, Like we have so many shows where we're casting and we're like, yeah, we're not even going to see, certain people for it because we need that particular role to.
Yeah.
To.
So is it intentional that they want they only look for diverse candidates for certain roles?
Yeah. I think there's certainly a belief that it's just good for society and a big goal. But there's also a belief that, we're going to make more money if we appeal to a wider variety of people. And it's a good thing. We have shareholders too, And so diversity helps with that.
Diversity helps with financial incentive.
Yeah.
So is it do you think it's more so on that side, or using any good prices gets put to use, or
regardless? I think that Disney would do it regardless, but I think that there are even conservative people who may not want to lean into it can easily make the argument that we make more money when we appeal to a wider variety of people, and that means diversity.
Yeah.
There's a real focus on every show. And I'm sure the movies too, though I don't deal with that side of it. So, just making sure that the writer's room has a real, diversity, not just gender or sexual orientation and ethnicity, but, making sure that they're hiring some writers who may have certain disabilities where they wouldn't have been hiring before. So there's kind of a really broad look whenever we're doing that to make sure that everybody gets.
Yeah.
So they talk a big game about DEI, but do they actually do it? Apparently so. They even passed over a qualified half-black person for a promotion because they didn't look black enough.
Yeah.
we had a situation where we wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now, who was half black, but didn't like appear half black. And there was a creative executive who was like, "We're not like that's not what's wrong." Like
They wanted the full.
they wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't gonna bring that to the meeting.
And so this is like on the
This was on the
corporate side, like the
side.
business side.
Never understood that. Is it like, 'cause I know a lot of, like, I have like a lot of black friends who like are not as dark as, like, So do they care about that, or it's like the ethnicity actually?
They say they don't care about it, but the truth is, to some extent, they do. If you're mixed, right, you don't look black at all, which sometimes happens,
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, I'm not so sure. But if you're mixed and you can tell somebody's part black, but they're not like that black, then okay, that was still, it's crazy.
But apparently Meghan Markle is black enough? You can't make this up.
So would like Meghan Markle, who's pretty white,
Right, yeah.
would she be considered
She would still
like,
be, yeah.
diverse?
She
or,
would, yeah.
or
Huh? As a white guy, even Michael has his own doubts about the possibility for advancement for himself at Disney, saying, quote, "As far as Disney is concerned, I'm a white male."
Now I'm like a half step below a department head. I have a team under me, but I don't oversee a whole department. And I'd like to oversee everything, whether that's at Disney or having to leave. So.
Okay. Do you think that you'll have the opportunity at Disney?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think I'm sort of like well prepared for it. I'm well positioned for it. But as far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male, and that's not who they're looking to promote at the moment.
In fact, Michael actually got to experience Disney's discrimination against white males firsthand.
So.
Oh, do you think that has a lot to do with it?
I don't know a lot, but it's something to do with it.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think the competition is?
Oh, I mean, I've been up for jobs internally against people who have less experience than me, and haven't gotten.
Okay. And they were given to somebody else. Do you think it had something to do with their...
In one or two cases, I was told very explicitly that it did. Yeah.
Explicitly how? What did they tell you?
Oh, I mean, I've been at the company 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in those divisions, and they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for a shot. They're just not. That's not what they want.
And so it's probably fair that Disney would say, we don't want a white person to play this role.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're very careful about they're very careful about messaging, because they don't want to get too much discrimination in either direction. But certainly there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
how would they say it?
There's no way we're hiring a white male person. They say
like straight to you, or okay?
Yeah. They'd be very careful how they message that to agents.
In like email or whatever.
Right.
After getting a dose of Disney's discrimination himself, it seems like Michael may have been hit with a reality check that discrimination against people based upon race is probably not cool.
I mean, it kind of feels like we're, at some point there's going to be a lawsuit. That's kind of how it feels, just because of,
And that is a lawyer talking. Now, could it get worse? It actually does. Not only does Disney discriminate against white men, it gives management bonuses to hire DEI candidates over white men, totally disregarding their level of qualification, as long as they're not white. You heard me correctly. A part of some executives' compensation package is based on hiring and retaining black hires. We saw this in the case of IBM. America First Legal has launched a lawsuit. Many people coming out of the woodwork from IBM, from these Fortune 500 companies, all saying they've experienced this. We are certain to hear
from people inside Disney who've made these claims. Many people here in Los Angeles, here in Hollywood, very afraid of Disney, very afraid of retaliation against their creative productions or movies or films or jobs for speaking about this truth. But if you have been a victim of discrimination, please reach out to OMG or Citizen Journalism Foundation, and we will try to get you representation to get your...
Okay, I'll go on to the next one. It's from Germany.
Do you get it yet? Are you waking up yet? Divide and conquer, sweetie. The idea behind all of this is to pin us against each other. It has never been about left versus right. It's about freedom versus authoritarianism. You can either be on the side of good versus evil. We have seen true evil. When Charlie Kirk got shot, that was evil itself speaking to us. Time to pick a side. Tick tock. I know which one I'm choosing. And if you think that freedom and individualism can be found on the side of the LGBTQ community, on the side of the transgender activists and the climate alarmists, then you would be badly mistaken. Because the truth is that these ideologies, they exist to keep you trapped, to give you the illusion of freedom, the illusion of going against the grain. You are the strong activist, the punk. You're not. You're simply feeding into the distraction. And they are enjoying playing you like a pawn in a bigger chess game. If you get upset by somebody saying that they are proud to be white or German, then congratulations, you have successfully been distracted. I don't actually care about your skin color or what you think about mine or my heritage, but I do care about drawing your attention back to the actual enemy. And the war that we're in is an information war. You get to pick a side now. It's freedom versus tyranny. Don't forget who the real enemy is. And I sincerely welcome you in the movement for freedom.
This next one's a good one for Colin. If you're out there, listen up, Colin. This is the UK Labour Party Prime Minister. He's talking about taking all the British flags down because it might offend all the illegals. Makes them uneasy.
And then I see flags painted on roundabouts. And that is just a bit weird. And you know, because you've seen it online and I see it in my inbox, that this does make people feel uneasy. And they ask what message are these...
They start saying that in America. It's uneasy to fly an American flag. They can go pee up a rope.
...flags supposed to be sending. Now look, I'll take people at their words. People who say this is about national pride. I'm proud of my country too. And I'm proud of our flag. But I do understand why others feel that it's about excluding people. Why others feel that it's about...
Bull crap. If you come to live in Britain or America, you become a Briton or American. You're not some other country anymore.
...about saying who belongs here and who doesn't. We're one British people. We're proud of our country.
That's the key word, British, not something else.
We should be standing together underneath our flag, not some of us looking up with unease. That's not the British way. Standing together, not standing apart. That's what being British is about.
That means accept globalism or else.
Unity, decency, determination, having a pint, a cup of tea, supporting the English football team, and sometimes they win. That's what being British is about. And that's why today I'll be asking the Reform County Council to take down the flags on the lampposts.
He can go pee up a rope. If they try that in America, forget about it.
A single mother shot and killed 3 home invaders to protect her son.
I wouldn't have done it, but it was my son. I had to protect him.
This young mom showed the true strength of maternal instinct.
I walked over and got the 12 gauge, went in the bedroom and got the pistol and put the bottle in his mouth, and then I called 911.
Late one night, 3 armed men tried to break into her home on the outskirts of Oklahoma City. Inside, 18-year-old Sarah McKinley was with her 3-month-old baby. When she heard the sound of the men trying to force their way in, McKinley grabbed her 12-gauge shotgun and dialed 911.
I'm here by myself with my infant baby. Can I please get a dispatcher out here immediately?
The dispatcher told her she couldn't fire unless the intruders actually entered her home, so she hid behind the door waiting. The moment the men broke in, she pulled the trigger, killing one instantly. The other two were also shot and collapsed on the floor. When police arrived, the two wounded suspects were rushed to the hospital, but both later died from their injuries. After reviewing the 911 call and investigating the scene, authorities ruled that McKinley had acted in self-defense and would not face any charges. What makes her story even more heartbreaking is that her husband had just passed away from cancer on Christmas Day. Though her son will grow up without a father, he will always know that his mother was willing to do whatever it took to protect him.
Amen. Amen. On that, here, Soros to be arrested, according to, what is that, Bisabian, whatever, that guy, you've seen him before, watch this guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain
Carmine.
America, and guys, birds of a feather, they flock together.
They claim Soros is going to be arrested,
And this,
I don't know.
well, this is an interesting case for poor George Soros. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. This is actually a really twisted story, and it's frightening. But I'm going to try and tell it to you as best I can without getting in trouble with the censors. So, the indictments are coming down fast and furious. You've seen James Comey. You know Soros is on the radar. You know that Adam Schiff is on the radar. Eric Swalwell's on the radar. There's a lot of people on the radar of this Justice Department. In fact, we just learned that not only is Letitia James on the radar, but Fannie Willis of Georgia, you guys remember her, she's on the radar as well. So a lot of people getting caught up in this. One of the people, and I don't know if it's connected to the Trump administration right now, but one of the people caught up and indicted is a guy who has been called Soros's right-hand man. What was he indicted for? Well, this gets really freaky. Again, I have to spell maybe this word out so we don't get hit by the censors. But apparently he and his wife were running an S-E, another letter, dungeon. And they were bringing women in to their home, flying them in. And then once they were here, they would shock them during some SE blank acts and then keep them in this dungeon. I'm assuming, this was kind of like almost a slavery or some kind of trafficking. I'm not sure exactly what they were doing, but the indictment is heavy. And this guy, again, Soros's right-hand man, that brings up a lot of questions for me, because if you're that close to somebody where they can call you their right-hand man, you got to know a lot about them. And you got to assume they would know a lot about you. Now, I'm not casting aspersions at George Soros. He's not been accused of any of this. And there's no indication he was involved in any of it. But it does bring to mind a lot of questions about the kind of people he associates with. Of course, the people he associates with are all on the left. So it's not an incredible shock that this would happen. But it raises questions for me. I don't know about you guys, but I do want to know what you think. So please watch this. And let me know what you think in the comments.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says that she's sending Justice Department agents to protect ICE facilities and personnel. She said that she's also instructing agents to disrupt and investigate those involved in domestic terrorism. A shooting at a Dallas ICE field office this week left one detainee dead and two others critically injured. Right now, a retired New York money manager who lives in Fairfield is facing federal sex trafficking charges. 70-year-old Howard Rubin and his wife Jennifer Powers are accused of arranging for women to travel to New York, where they allegedly use a device to shock them during sex in a room described as a dungeon. Rubin is also accused of bank fraud. If convicted of the most severe charge, they face 15 years to life in prison. Well, the popular superintendent of Iowa's largest... We'll go to the weather now. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, your mic was still hot. I mean, it works. But let's talk about the weather. We'll obviously get back.
Unbelievable. They cut in on that, huh? Here's a liberal influencer that wants someone to assassinate Trump. Is calling for it.
Somebody please kill the fucking president. Shoot him straight in the fucking head with 47 snipers so he just blows up and we can all laugh and giggle and point.
As if she didn't say it, huh? Yeah, stupid. I don't know. Anyone recognize that liberal influencer? Unbelievable. All right, this is about AB 495, which commie out there, Gavin Newsom signed it. Watch this.
Well, it looks like Gavin Newsom has signed into law AB 495. This is like when the Biden administration loosened up requirements for sponsors to take in unaccompanied minors, causing over 300,000 children to go missing. Well, this is exactly what AB 495 does. This law allows for adults with fifth degree of relation to use a one-page form to get guardianship-like powers over someone else's minor child, including living arrangements, school enrollment, and medical and mental health decisions. No parental signature required, no vetting, no fingerprinting, no background checks of the adult, no oversight or follow-up to make sure the child is safe. The author of the bill, Celeste Rodriguez, said that this bill was intended for children whose parents were being deported, but good intentions does not supersede bad policy. AB 495 impacts every single child in the state of California. Regardless if their family are immigrants, it doesn't matter. Now, if you have a cousin's, brother's, sister's, wife's uncle saying, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take guardianship over this kid. We're going to move him to another school and make medical and educational decisions for them. That's what this bill does. Nowhere in this law does it only target one demographic. This targets all of California's children. And so Gavin Newsom's legacy is going to be child trafficking, child mutilation, child sterilization, child medical experimentation through all the bills he has signed into law. He doesn't care about us. And he plays on the heartstrings of people, knowing damn well that this bill is one of the most dangerous policies in the entire nation. There could have been guardrails in the bill. There could have been home visits. There could have been fingerprints. There could have been even just interviews. In the bill, you can't even contact child services if you feel that there is abuse happening. Gavin Newsom hates you.
Yes, he does. Wants to control you. Shared political ideology with AOC.
NBC News. DOJ charges man with sending threatening letter to pro-Trump influencer Benny Johnson. Pam Bondi announced the charges at a news conference in which Johnson argued that violence had been mainstreamed by the Democratic Party. Democrat Party said, and he's correct.
I don't know.
I have been in contact with the FBI over the past couple of weeks directly because of the threats we have received, and they are serious. And I also want to point out,
hey, Colin.
Benny Johnson made a point about this. NBC News.
Colin, what's your thoughts on them? They want to take down all British flags in Britain because it might offend the illegals that are there. They want to take them down to protect their feelings.
News had to really scrape the bottom of the barrel to find a picture of him looking menacing because he's always just smiling in all of his photos and videos. He makes a point of that, I think intentionally for this reason. But then, of course, they found a picture of Benny looking menacing. Here's the point. I sit here in this, I don't know, warehouse building, I guess you can call studio building. It's a big building. And we built it and we moved away from the city because of the violence, the threat of violence and the threat of conflict that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. You know, look, I had a guy try to break into my house at New Jersey, told me I couldn't defend myself, went to Maryland. We've had 15 swattings. We had a guy show up in the past year, I think it was about 1 year ago now, wearing a dress, physically attacking one of the residents because we don't live there and work there anymore. And so a guy showed up, went on the property, caused problems. When one of the residents came out to say, get off the property, he got attacked. It's nuts. A guy wearing a dress and filming. It's insane. And we don't even live there. I own properties, man. It's crazy. The left doesn't deal with this. Hassan Piker is worried about threats, but he lives in an urban environment, in a residential house, in a residential neighborhood. The left does not have anywhere near the fear. Why? Because the left have always been the violent ones.
Absolutely.
You know, I hear this a lot when they say, but the right is responsible for more violence. You're not going to get me to defend crackpot white supremacists. They're not a part of my political movement or party. It's a nonsense statement. The right, they're not with us. So screw them.
Hey, Mark.
But the guy who killed Charlie Kirk, allegedly, shared political ideology with AOC, is motivated by the same exact ideology as the mainstream Democrat Party. Absolutely. When some crackpot white supremacist goes out, that is at odds with the mainstream Republican Party. You get the point.
they pretty much have gone wholly 100% Marxist, 100%. All right, here's DHS agents, catching one, let's say.
Tu nombre? It's fine, I'm just recording. Tu nombre, señor?
I can't see enough of this. I can't see enough of this. This guy was a predator on kids, I guess. Now the left has been coming with their own vehicles and blocking them in and ramming their cars and everything.
Lucas Rosa. Okay, Lucas Rosa. ¿Vives aquí?
Bye bye.
Mis hermanos viven en la esquina.
Glad to see you go. You're gone. Bye bye.
¡Ayúdennos! ¡Sí! ¡Ayúdennos!
Yeah. Pretty much all of them they're arresting right now have a record. They have some criminal case against them. And a lot of it's violent.
Por favor, ayúdennos. Bájense, ayúdennos. Bájense, ayúdennos. Bájense, ayúdennos.
You won't believe to what extent the left will go here to try to block this.
I'm not that close to you.
F your warrant. They're here illegally. You don't need a warrant. We're supposed to be here in the first place. Raping and harming people. Getting all our welfare and all that kind of food stamps. What the hell's wrong with the left? They know damn well they don't get
Get him out! Get him out! Get him out! Stay back! ¡Súbese! ¡Párese! ¡Ya no! ¡Eh! ¡Lo voy a poner otra vez! Ya no, ya no.
Bye bye.
Vamos a hablar adentro. Mira. Vea. Ya no sé. ¡Súbese! Dile que se suba, le damos lo mismo. Le vamos a dar lo mismo que le digo. Súbete, va a otro. No, no tengo tiempo.
He's trying to go underneath the car.
Do you guys have a warrant? Okay, I'm asking a question. I'm not that close to you. Do you guys have a warrant?
You don't have to have a warrant, you idiots.
Get back. I am back. Hey. ¿Qué pasó?
Hey, Pat. Yeah, Pat, and a little bit later I'm going to be doing some No Kings Day stuff. I had a friend that was out there in Ohio at one of the rallies, and she recorded a bunch of stuff. I'm going to explain that a little bit later. I'm in about 30 minutes.
Can I get your guys' badge numbers? Your names? Excuse me? Can I get badge numbers and names? Can I know if they have...
And what the hell are you going to do with those? Try to jam them up?
a warrant out for their arrest?
And you don't need warrants. Sometimes you have to say that. You know what, Marianne, I agree with you, but they're a lot harder to catch them and all that. They find him and catch him. They definitely are. They're all living off the welfare system, though. They are. A lot of them will have several wives and several kids, and they're all getting it under several names. And they're into some bad neighborhoods. So they're going to have to go in with an army almost to get them out of some of them. They're doing that in New York City, Dearborn, Michigan. What is that? Up in Minnesota? Wisconsin.
Súbese, súbese. Súbese, hey.
He deliberately put his legs underneath the car.
Súbese.
He's going to take 3 people at least. At least 3. They're fighting with the ones that already got in the
This is how you think you're gonna serve your fucking country? That's how you're serving your fucking country?
Yeah, we're trying to keep it safe from all the illegals coming in. Not trying to make a third world anymore.
I am back. I'm not very close to you.
Well, it seems to be contagious in the
Podemos hacer algo entre nosotros los mexicanos. Don't interrupt.
Too many hours of watching them.
You can vote all you want, but just please don't interfere, okay?
Do you guys have a bag number yet to give me?
Thank you, please. No, mire, nosotros no estamos haciendo daño a nadie, a nadie. Hey, get back.
I got his
Mira, súbese.
Well, see, wedges his legs underneath there. Is that what's happening?
Get back.
We are back.
Okay, get back. Get back. Get back.
I just saw the way you guys
I refresh the page.
Are you guys going to give us badge numbers? Badge numbers? Name,
What the hell do you need the
numbers?
badge numbers for?
A warrant for the arrest?
You don't need a warrant. You don't need a badge number. All right, they're able to pull him out. He's wedging his leg around, I think. I've seen other ones where they come and ram that damn car and lock them in. And then they get all the neighbors out. I don't know what the hell the neighbors are trying to He's fighting going in.
Julie, move your car because they might hit it. Hey, move your car, they might hit it.
Hey, equipment check. Equipment check. Equipment check.
The blue car's blocking them from backing up.
Hey, cover it. That's all we're saying. Stand by. Hold on.
Bye-bye, Juan.
Hey, everybody good?
They're getting all the plates. The blue cars are part of them. Okay. Boy, they're desperate to keep the illegals here. They're so desperate, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. Let me see what I was going to play next. All right, law enforcement group calling of Virginia. All right, I'll just play it here.
A national law enforcement group called We Back Blue is calling on the Virginia Police Benevolent Association to withdraw its endorsement from Democrat gubernatorial candidate Abigail Spanberger after her refusal to call on her running mate Jay Jones to exit the race for Virginia Attorney General.
From a law enforcement and public safety perception, I don't think she's right for the state, and I think the PBA should, at a minimum, just withdraw their endorsement and let the election speak for itself.
As we've reported, Jones sent text messages about shooting former House Speaker Todd Gilbert in the head and hoping his children would die. The violent text took center stage at last week's debate, where Spanberger was asked if she still supports Jones.
I am running for governor.
Hey,
I'm
Ellen.
accountable for the words that I say, for the acts that I take, for the policies that I have put
Martin,
out.
What if he said
Martino,
about your
1, 2, 3, 4.
your 3 children? Is that when you would say he should get out of the race, Abigail? You're running to be governor.
A new Trafalgar Group poll shows Spanberger leading Earl Sears in the governor's race by 2.5 points, within the margin of error. Ghazala Hashmi is leading John Reed by less than 1 point in the lieutenant governor's race. And the poll shows Jason Miyares leading Jay Jones by nearly 6 points in the AG race. Stephen is a retired Fairfax County police officer with We Back Blue. He wants the PBA to end its endorsement of Spamberger, saying the leadership of the PBA doesn't speak for all police officers.
The rank and file definitely support Winston Sears for governor, because Abigail Spamberger is going to end all of the cooperation and everything good that Governor Youngkin has done for law enforcement. So it's the rank and file, I think, everybody I've talked to in the rank and file are quite surprised at the endorsement.
I mean, look at Virginia Beach PBA, where they endorsed Winsome.
Some officers have told me they've canceled their PBA memberships because of the Spamberger endorsement. Spamberger has touted her endorsement from the PBA on the campaign trail. And tonight, the organization told me they stand by their endorsement decisions, which they say are made through a fair, structured process focused on a candidate's policies and commitment to law enforcement. The PBA added their statement on Jones made clear the PBA condemns all violent and divisive rhetoric, regardless of party, and that Jones should not take office if elected. Nick Minock, 7 News.
Yep. Next one's Marianne. You were talking about this a little bit out in Minneapolis, St. Paul, about the immigrants committing immigration fraud. Watch this.
Since September 19th, officers from our Fraud Detection and National Security Directorate, working in teams, have conducted over 1,000 site visits across the Minneapolis-St. Paul area as part of this operation. What they found should shock all of America. Focusing on a list of over 1,000 target cases involving more than 900 individuals, our officers encountered blatant marriage fraud, visa overstays, people claiming to work at businesses that can't be found, forged documents, abuse of the H-1B visa system, abuse of the F-1 visas, and many other discrepancies. Over the course of the operation, our officers found indication of fraud, non-compliance, or public safety and national security concerns in nearly a little less than 50% of the cases interviewed.
Unbelievable. All right, this is the guy running for governor, the Republican out in California. Watch this.
I will not sign any bill that does not make life easier, simpler, more affordable for California families and businesses. That is my pledge when I'm governor. We cannot go on like this. This is the legislation passed by this legislature this year. 1,117 new bills. Instead of passing endless laws, why can't the people in this building and our government here in California enforce the laws we have? Deal with the problems we have instead of endlessly adding cost and rules and regulation and bloat to every family and every business in California. When I'm governor, this will end. We will not have this insane tower of bills and bloat. We will make life.
A lot of the big businesses want this because the small business can't follow that.
Life easier and more affordable,
so no one comes
for
up to
every
challenge
California business and every family.
All right, Portland Antifa are getting U-Hauls worth of new supplies constantly. Wonder where the hell it's all coming from.
I'm here in Portland right now, and it looks like Antifa, the protesters here, have had a shipment dropped off in a U-Haul right here. They're saying it's all the stuff that's been taken away from Rapid Response and from people since they've been out here. So there's a whole U-Haul full of stuff that's been getting dropped off right now of all of the equipment from the past few months of their protests. You have all this stuff that's getting dropped off right here. You have all of the inflatables as well that the people have been protesting in. A little strange, they have a U-Haul shipment full of all of the stuff that's apparently been taken away. So stuff's been coming in. There's still protesters out right now. It's like 4 p.m. right now, I believe. And the protesters are starting to show up here to the ICE facility in Portland.
Unbelievable.
My name is Jamie Reed, and I hold a Master's of Science in Clinical Research Management from Washington University in St. Louis. I am also a lifelong Democrat. a mom of 5 boys, 3 of whom were adopted out of the foster care system, and I'm a lesbian. I am also the public whistleblower from inside a pediatric gender center. I participated in transitioning nearly 1,500 unique patients who ranged in age from 3 to 26. Now I understand I participated in an industry that was based on fraud, deception, and in layman's terms, we were running a racket. Patients were treated using unethical and deceptive informed consent practices. They were minor patients. They had significantly presenting comorbidities, some even meeting the criteria for a legal medical disability. The entire diagnosis is based on regressive stereotypes and self-described feelings. For an assessment to be diagnostic, there must be a statistically significant number of patients who will not meet the diagnostic criteria. Parents and the public have been deceived into believing that these assessments are diagnostic, that they're consistent, that they're comprehensive, and that no child is ever receiving treatment without one. But even if this field was completing a true biopsychosocial assessment and saying no to a significant percentage of the patient population, those who would be told yes would be homosexuals, and especially the gender nonconforming homosexuals. We would still be okay to be rendered sterile, without sexual function, with destroyed endocrine systems, and be allowed to die early simply because we are gender nonconforming homosexuals. One of my patients, after her radical bilateral mastectomy at 19, called begging for her breast to be put back on. Another patient's intellectual function was so impaired that they could not identify to me where they lived or explain what type of identification they possessed. This patient even stated that they desired to have biological children, yet they were prescribed a treatment that would ultimately render them sterile for life. We as clinicians in the gender industry openly stated it does not matter if patients even had gender dysphoria. If a patient said they were trans, then they were trans. Parents were...
Yeah, Pat, I heard that they were going to try to do that with the flags and pretend they were us, that kind of stuff. It sounds like another red flag thing. I haven't seen any video of that yet, but I have heard of it.
Unaware that patients were self-diagnosing, that clinicians had completely abandoned the diagnostic process entirely. Parents who didn't agree with our lies were isolated, abandoned by our centers, and we tore children apart from caring parents who told us no. Imagine if children went in self-declaring that they had a malignant cancer. If that child demanded to go through chemotherapy and surgery, that the clinicians would comply. This is precisely what we were doing in the Gender Center. What finally led me to speak up is that we significantly harmed our patients. We didn't just deceive them or their parents. I hurt the very children I was employed to protect.
Absolutely.
The People's Liberation Army Navy is actually holding an amphibious assault rehearsal right off of Taiwan as we speak right now. So you've got the command personnel coordinating these coastal assaults, the amphibious brigade crews. They're moving forward with their operations. And Steve, when I talk about Syria, when I talked about the backstop of these Turkish troops, Erdogan and the rest, they're all cutting deals with the Chinese Communist Party because they're looking to constitute. What did Syria do in the last couple of years? They've now signed in completely with the Belt and Road Initiative. They are reconstituting the Silk Road. Aleppo, Palmyra, what put those cities on the map? Their role in the trade between Rome and China in the first place. That's why those areas of Syria matter so much. What is China doing now? They want the raw minerals, they want the oil, they want the trade going all the way through the new Silk Road. And they're investing heavily in those deep water ports in the Eastern Med. They're investing heavily in Tartus and Latakia, running right upside the Russians there. So don't think for a second that China isn't all over what's happening in the East Med, not to mention all over the Caribbean, Latin America, South America as well, up to and including the Gulf of America. So President Trump obviously understands this as well, and he is reasserting the United States diplomatically and economically on the world stage. Steve, we need it to happen, and thank God that President Trump has done this now. The United States of America is back, and Beijing is watching.
Yep, they got plans, that's for sure. And at long run, they want to rule the world. Was Latifah James harboring a fugitive? Her niece, I think it was.
Was Letitia James harboring a fugitive? On top of her mortgage fraud, the person living in her home, was she harboring a fugitive? Oh my freaking gosh! Oh, this tea is piping hot. Are you ready? You ready for this? So, okay. We all know what's going on with Letitia James, but I'm going to give a recap. So she gets this house, says that she's going to live in it because you get a cheaper mortgage rate. She ends up renting the house out to her grandniece. I think her name's Nakia Thompson. We're going to call her Thompson, so I'm not butchering her name. She's living there with her 3 children. Definitely not Letitia James living in this house. But what's crazy about this is Thompson might be in some legal trouble all on her own. Apparently, Thompson is a fugitive from the law because she didn't finish her probation. I wonder if Letitia James knew about this. Because that just adds a whole other layer, and I wouldn't even be surprised. With everything that's happened and everything we know about this woman, I would not be surprised. Because she loves to say that nobody is above the law. But I guess rules for thee, not for me. Thompson sounds like a real winner herself. Apparently she got a few misdemeanors for assault and battery and trespassing, and then just decided not to do her probation. So she's just been living in this house that she's not supposed to live in, avoiding getting arrested. Is that how this is gonna go? Thompson told a grand jury that she lives in the house rent-free, and that was their story. I don't know. They must have proof that she was paying some sort of rent because they went ahead with the indictment. But are we surprised? I just can't wait to see what else comes out about Letitia James and her crazy family. How about you?
All right, here's Republican Steve Hilton. Just took the #1 spot according to this poll, I guess.
Right into it. There's a shock poll, and it shows a Republican is now leading the race for California governor. But more importantly, the other Democrat candidate that's leading the race just self-imploded her own campaign. So let's first look at the poll. There's Steve Hilton. He's the Republican that now is leading not only Republicans, but after voters learn about the various candidates running for office, he jumps into the head of the pack. Here is the initial, and this is according to Zogby. Zogby is a decent polling company. They ask people an initial question, then they give information about candidates, then they ask what they call the informed ballot. So with the initial question, who are you going to vote for? Democrat Katie Porter is in first place at 25%. Then in second place is Republican Steve Hilton. Antonio Villaraigosa is at 11% Democrat. Chad Bianco, Republican, in fourth place at 11%, 10.9%. Then Xavier Becerra, Democrat, 9%. Richard Grinnell, Republican, 8%. Now, Richard Grinnell is not running for office in California. He's a good friend of mine. I think he'd make a wonderful candidate for governor and an even better governor. But take a look. You add up all those numbers. You've got, in essence, 34%. Going to the Republican, 21% undecided. But when the messaging is provided to the voters, a little bio was read and a little bit of information about what each candidate stood for. Take a look now. Steve Hilton vaults into first place, even above the Democrats. So Katie Porter basically stays the same. She goes from 25 to 23. But Steve Hilton jumps to 29%. Bianco dips a little bit. Grinnell dips a bit. But take a look at those numbers combined up. 40% of the vote right now is sitting with the Republican candidate. 23% is undecided. 37% is for the Democrats.
So everyone think about that. I think there's an outside chance myself. I don't know. All right, here's a standoff between DHS and the illegal leftists trying to block the roads and stuff like that. Car crashes.
When
everything.
you first got on scene and you were able to talk to some neighbors and some witnesses there on the scene and describe to us what initially...
Judy, wait 1 second. Okay. I see Chicago police are arriving and putting themselves in the middle of the situation right now. It appears there might be someone in command from what I can see approaching the area. I'm not sure if this is in an attempt to start dispersing the crowd. But we have just in the last few seconds seen Chicago police who had remained at bay now starting to put themselves in the middle of the, oh God. Protesters are starting to throw rocks. We're going to get away from the scene right now, Judy.
Okay, Michelle, you take care of yourself. I'm going to let her get off the phone.
Part of this the other day.
We really appreciate it. Get to a safe place. So what you're watching, what you continue to watch is exactly what Michelle has been describing. This, again, at the intersection 105th and Avenue N. Last Michelle said as protesters started throwing rocks, and you can see that there is some chemical being deployed right there. At this intersection. Just prior to this, you did see what appeared to be Chicago police officers and some commanders there trying to have some type of a dialogue with the protesters there at the intersection. It would seem that they were trying to disperse the crowd and maybe usher them off the street so that the agents could possibly move their vehicles. And it was at that point that Michelle noticed that protesters started throwing rocks, and this is the end result. Earlier, we had heard that there were pepper balls being sprayed into the crowd because someone had thrown eggs or some neighbors had thrown something at the agents. And now reports of rocks being thrown, and that was coming from Michelle, a reporter right there on the ground. She has now gotten off the phone with us. They're trying to get to a safer place, of course, but we can continue to watch this picture. Fortunately, with Chopper 7 up in the air, we can still continue to monitor what is happening here. Again, if you are just joining us here on stream, this situation has been very tense for the last, wow,
they were coming in
thousands
and thousands a day, so it's hard to get them out that fast. You know what I mean? Got to do your best, though. Some of them have self-deported, though. Here we go about more. So they're blocking cars and everything. There's an illegal trying to run, get away, because they tried to cause a car accident. They got him. Bye-bye. Stop blocking the ICE agents, idiots.
Kick that shit away, yeah!
This is one of the residents of southeast Chicago was causing people to get away. I think that's the next one coming up, or I think it was that one. I think 5 got away, but they did catch some. Yep, they're all part of it to me. All right, now Mexico is now getting so many illegals, they're deporting them to Guatemala. I can't say it.
Así fueron detenidas familias enteras en el estado mexicano de Chiapas, fronterizo con Guatemala. Bajo la presión de la administración de Donald Trump y en un intento de frenar un éxodo que crece día a día, las autoridades mexicanas recurren a la deportación, y aunque el gobierno de Andrés Manuel López Obrador prometió un trato justo para los migrantes, algunos de los detenidos denunciaron haber recibido todo lo contrario.
Me golpearon mi hijo. ¿Qué le hicieron? Estos perros me golpearon mi hijo.
Desde octubre del año pasado,
Mexico wants no part of it either. They don't need their country flooded too.
Miles de centroamericanos.
Unbelievable. Portland Antifa member. Watch what she does.
We can play. My car is bigger than yours.
She's blocking ice. Watch. She's gonna trap him in there now, so he can't get out.
Ice! It's ice! Please help me record. Get behind them if you have a car. If you have a car, please pull behind them. It's ice.
How's he gonna get out of there now?
Can you pull behind them? It's ice. They're trying to kidnap people. Please pull behind them. Please
that should be
pull
totally illegal.
Park.
I think it is.
Please park behind them. Can you put your car behind them, please? It's ice. Put your car there. They're gonna move. Hurry, please. Hurry.
They told her to pull up there with the white car.
Please. Hurry.
Oh, you fucked up.
Well, they got him blocked that way.
Dumb bitches. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they will. Wait and see. We'll let me taste them.
Can you guys block the road, please, so they can't get out?
They're impeding federal officers. They should go to jail just for that.
We have them blocked in, but we need more cars. Look at these losers. 2, 3. 2 of them in the car.
Yep, she should go to jail too. I think I had another second video to this. Let's see. 5
Look, all the protesters showed up. And right now, what are we
5 illegals escape here on this.
Look, all the protesters showed up. And right now, what are we specifically looking for as we are driving around?
We are inside this plaza called Elgin. So we have a lot of targets that frequent this area. All right, go ahead. We'll take it down. Come on, let's take it down.
Cars of them. They all scatter in different directions too. Here comes some Mexican protesters.
Look, now you have all the protesters coming. He's right there.
Get the f*** out!
Look, all the protesters showed up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeez. There they are, those 2 right there. Those 2 right there.
That lady hit our car, so if we had like more people, she would have got arrested.
Really? Yeah,
because
multiple people hit the car.
Unbelievable. There's been birth.
Bless you guys. We stand with you. God bless you. Thank you for your service. God bless ICE. God bless ICE.
I second
God
that.
bless ICE. Yes, sir. Hey, God bless these guys too. Are you guys, what are you? You're sheriffs? Okay. No. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Are you press? Sir. Hey, special treatment. Thank you. Special. I got my white privilege, everybody. I got my white privilege. They let me cross the street. Oh, unbelievable. So, Terry, what happened? They attacked you?
Yeah, well, she puts that thing in my ear, and I blocked it, and that tall, fat guy, thought he was going to play tough guy, and I thought we were going to get in a fight, and she puts it in my ear. It's like, yeah, man, I'll stick it up her ass.
Who attacked? Say it again. What do you do? You got it. Good. Oh, good. Where are the Democrats? Where are the Democrats? He said there's pedophiles behind. Where are the Democrats?
Touch me!
Where are the Democrats? I don't see them. Oh, they're over there. They're over there. Don't tell anybody. I'm in the media. I just have
on America's Voice.
Real America's Voice. You got it. You watch us. I love it. God bless you.
I gotta know what line is from.
Hey, yes, and God bless ICE. God bless ICE. Yes. Yes, we got a thumbs up. God bless ICE. She loves ICE. Peaceful assembly. Peaceful assembly. No touchy. No touchy. No
I thought the No Kings protest today was smaller. Maybe I'm wrong, but
touchy. At least on the No Kings rally, we can say God bless President Trump for freeing the hostages in Gaza, right?
It's taking a little too long.
Too long?
Way too
Too long?
Yeah.
I'd let it happen. It wouldn't have happened if Trump were in office.
That's bullshit.
Nobody's hitting anybody, bro.
Hit somebody, hit him.
Why are you here?
Man, right here.
Why are you here?
The fuck is you talking about? I'm gonna show your ass fast.
Why are you
here? So go ahead. I'm the protection. That's why I'm
You're
here.
the okay. What about illegals who rape kids,
Shut your
Darius?
bitch ass up.
Why are you
You
here?
better not touch none of these people.
Why are you here?
Thank you. You better not touch none of these
Why are you here?
no more.
Nobody's touching anybody.
And you bet not.
Nobody's touching anybody.
They bet not think you did.
Who? Why would
No.
Why would that matter?
No.
You can think whatever you want if
I'm
it doesn't
gonna
happen.
protect them, that's
Okay. Okay. Darius.
why.
Let me talk to you.
Fuck, you don't talk to me about shit.
Illegals.
I ain't right here to talk to you.
Okay. Illegals. Well, what are you here for?
I just told you what I'm
Just here to protect. Okay, good. You'll protect me if someone touches me?
Hell no.
Why not?
Because I don't fuck with you.
Why not?
Same reason why Trump only closed down Democratic programs. The
What?
same
What
reason.
programs?
The same reason.
Which programs?
In the shutdown, he said, I'm only canceling Democratic programs. He said,
Money.
take health care
Yeah,
for 7
I love you.
million Americans.
Illegals.
Money
Illegals. Illegals shouldn't get health care. Illegals should not get health care. Don't use
Not
your
paid by
taxes
us.
to give illegals health care. That's what we want. We don't want to use our taxes to give illegals.
Leave these people alone.
Darius, I am
That's what
peaceful.
your ass gonna do.
Darius, I
And
am
I'm gonna
peaceful.
make sure that's what your
Good.
ass do.
Well, you don't need to. We got these guys here. I would not need you
Man, they
here.
ain't shit.
Yeah, they are. They're good. We got. God bless. We love our sheriffs. Hey, Darius, I'm here for peaceful dialogue.
Fuck is Darius? Shut the fuck up.
Darnell, whatever it is. All right. That's the thing. We want illegals. We don't want illegals to get our tax dollars.
Due process.
They have due
Ain't got no
process.
fucking due process.
Every single one of them gets due process. You're listening to CNN. You're listening to CNN. Stop listening to
You
CNN.
better not touch.
Stop listening to
You
MSNBC.
better not touch none of these.
Stop listening to Joy Behar.
2028.
Illegals
Enough said.
should not get our tax dollars.
really want
That's the
to
bottom
turn it
line.
around.
Democrats shut the government down. Democrats shut the government down to give illegals health care. That's what happened. They want illegals to have your tax dollars. And we disagree with that. Darius, they shouldn't get your tax dollars. Me and you.
Nancy Pelosi husband them got attacked and all that shit. Republicans was laughing at that shit.
You know why?
Because
Because that was his gay partner. Because that was his gay partner. That was his gay partner, bro.
Democratic judge house getting blew
He-
up. Shut your bitch ass up.
That was his gay partner. That we were laughing.
Because I kick your ass.
We were
That's how
laughing.
you think I'm dumb.
I'm not, dude.
What you talking about?
Darius, calm down, bro.
I should make a video.
God bless ICE. God bless ICE.
And
How
start
do you
sharing
know?
it on Blue Ice.
How do you know?
and stuff like that.
She look like me.
Oh, you're racist now. Oh, just because they're black, they can't think for themselves. Oh, just because they're black. Just because they're black. Just because they're black. How do you know I don't identify as black? How do you know I don't identify as black, bro?
Yeah.
How do you know I don't identify? What if I'm Hakeem Jeffries? I'm Hakeem Jeffries.
Trans race now.
I identify as Hakeem Jeffries. God bless ICE. Yes, God bless ICE. God bless ICE, huh? Yes. Come on, God bless ICE. Hit the horn for it, baby. Yes. God bless you, bro. God bless ICE.
Thank you, officers, for keeping us safe.
Yes, God bless you, ma'am. Yes. God bless ICE.
Hey, what happened to that blonde on Steve Bannon's show?
Which one?
I forgot her name.
I love that you watch.
one.
I love that you watch Steve
The high
Bannon.
school one's cute. What can I say?
Oh, wow. That's you're kind of gross, bro. How old
Yeah.
are you, like 70? God bless ICE. God bless ICE.
Funny guy. I forgot where it was here. Wait 1 second here. Let me pop a little bit ahead to the future. Here's Broadview ICE Detention Center. Put the bear bus, Antifa butt in jail. Jail him. All right, here's a Democrat, Betty Yee or something like that, running for candidate, running for governor of California.
They
Watch
are
her.
now part of,
Unbelievable.
I mean, they have been through a transition, a physical transition, and I do believe that they should be able to participate with other female athletes.
Wow, well, you've got the Olympics coming to California, to LA. So are you suggesting that you would allow trans athletes to compete in women's sport in the Olympics if you were governor?
Well, I think there's still a lot of discussion that needs to happen. I think there's a lot of information we need to learn about what's really happening with the ability of trans athletes to compete. But my statement is about being able to be sure that they can compete. And right now,
but my question is whether you think they should compete in women's sport in the Olympics, because it's coming to LA, so it's relevant.
I think transgender female athletes are women athletes.
Dudes.
And they should be able to compete.
Really? So if you were governor of California, you would support biological males who identify as women competing in women's sport in the Olympics?
They are now identified as transgender female.
And you think that makes, and you think it's fair that they should then compete in women's sport?
I think they should be able to compete in women's sports, but I also think that there is still some discussion about whether they should compete in the same field. But I just want them to be able to participate.
Sure, I'm sure
There's
you do.
a lot of-
Why, out of interest, why do you think we separate the sexes in the Olympics?
If they're a dude, I don't care. Trans or
well,
not.
because they
You
do
can
come with
play
different
as a dude.
attributes in terms of physicality. And
So you accept that we separate the sexes because men have a physical advantage over women?
I know about an advantage in some sports, yes. In other sports, maybe not.
Can you think of a single sport in the Olympics where men would not have an advantage over women, with the exception potentially of archery?
You know, I think you can see female athletes where, particularly in track and field, where agility is probably...
Hang on, are you suggesting that women... So hang on. You think that women could compete
with the high school
against
records
men
with better
in track and field, like in 100 meters, 200 meters, 10,000 meters, do you?
Perhaps, you know, I'm not a sports expert.
32.
Oh, of course they couldn't. Have you seen seen the times that women and men record in the Olympics for all track and field events? Have you watched Usain Bolt when he smashed the world record for the 100 meters?
Yes, yes.
So you
And
think
women are
women
also
could run
smashing
against Usain Bolt, for example, at his peak, and that would be fair?
Midnight crawler.
I think, look, I'm just going to say
They are
this.
mentally ill.
There's a lot of misinformation about
Drinking
the
from the
ability
wrong
of
water.
transgender
That
athletes.
wasn't my question. My question was, you've got the Olympics coming to your state.
Yes.
You want to be the California governor. I am actually a
Yeah.
resident in California, in Los Angeles. I'm very curious about your response to how
they
you
are
would want the
blanking
Olympics
nuts.
to be conducted,
Marianne.
which would be fair and equitable for women. But it seems to me like you would like to remove any
They just want to allow
sexual
them to cheat.
differentiation between the
it pushes
the
a lot of
Olympic
women off-
sports and let them all compete. It would be gender neutral, wouldn't it?
From scholarships and platforms and other things, endorsements they would win. Someday we're going to have advertisements with trans men, or trans, they call them trans women, men, pretend to be women athletes, doing advertisements and making money doing that.
If you were governor?
Some star.
Well, I want to be sure that everyone has the ability to compete.
Right, but
And if
would
it
you
means
have
that
gender
they-
neutral Olympics?
Time out. They do have the ability to compete in the men's category, which they are. They're dudes. Compete in the men's.
Where you would have you wouldn't have male and female sport then. You just have one that everyone could join in.
I agree, Tammy.
Well, I don't think we're going to get that tomorrow, but I think it's a conversation worth having.
You think it's a conversation worth having where you have gender
Yeah,
neutral
it's a fact.
Olympics?
because we need to understand what the attributes are of athletes across the spectrum.
But you've already said that you understand the reason they separate the sexes is that men have a physical advantage over women.
Yep. All right. My friend from Chicago, Chicago Red.
President Trump, I'm speaking directly to you. This is Danielle Carter Walters from Chicago Flips Red. Today, we stood downstairs for 2 hours and were denied entry in the building that we, the citizens, paid for. We were told that this is a ticketed event for reservations in the public meeting where we, the people in the residents of Chicago, pay for. Our civil and constitutional rights were violated, all while this mayor fought and is actively fighting for illegal aliens and shutting out the people of Chicago, the people that he hates. We are asking President Trump that you send us help. We need help because this is unconstitutional. The very people he told to stand down while illegal aliens and terrorists were attacking federal officers, he turned around and used those same very police officers on the residents of Chicago, the Americans. This is what this dictator did. This is what this poor excuse of a mayor did.
They need all the women to walk out, Marianne.
The real residents of Chicago, the ones who built this city. We will not back down, and we are speaking on behalf of all the residents of Chicago, the true Chicago residents, the ones that have been ignored. All the Brandon bodies, the 59 are there, where he took shots, Father, from in our community. We're speaking on behalf of all the mothers and families that...
Why should we have to pay for all that, the Trans Against Trans? It'd be a very small field, actually.
Lost their children, lost their family members, and all he gave us was crime is down. Why he walk around with 150 police detail protecting him and his family, spending millions of dollars of our tax dollars on the police resources, while our communities are underfunded with police officers. We're speaking on behalf of all the residents that have been ignored, all the citizens that are losing homes, while he actively paid for illegal alien gang members to take over residents and buildings in our community. We're speaking on behalf of the forgotten residents of Chicago. President Trump, we implore you, Paul Bundy, we implore you, the beautiful black ladies you've been speaking about, say our name, Chicago Flips Red. We're fighting, we will save our city and our country. And these dictators, we have not forgotten what you did.
And then they wanted to take your mic away from her. They wanted to. Okay, 55. What was it? 55 vehicles thefts and 45 break-ins, multiple guns and searches, killing an officer.
Has been arrested 111 times since August of 2023. Arrests included 55 car thefts and stealing from cars 45 times. At one point, police found multiple guns on the teen and took a phone as evidence. They say they found various Google searches on it, including, what is the charge for killing an officer? Is police murder a charge? And what is capital murder? Police say the 15-year-old was most recently released again in September.
You just can't just say, we're going to let you back out to your mom or to your home if the home is broken, without holding the home.
You gotta have a whole nother category.
Right?
Yeah, this is a problem.
They're
focusing on rehabilitation over
you don't see it the other way.
But I love that he used the word accountability because that's what's needed. But on top of that, what are we going to do? Are we going to wait until this kid kills somebody and then decide that enough's enough? Him getting arrested 100 times wasn't enough to seriously do something about it. Not 101, not 110, not even 111. He's back out. This is a problem, and something needs to be done about this problem before this individual seriously harms someone. There is no way someone should be getting arrested 111 times and still be able just to be walking around free. No. Governments need to start doing something about this now. We've already had individuals die at the hands of people who should not have been free. Again, there needs to be something done about this. Absolutely wild to see that 111 times. That's crazy. We need to start bringing attention to this and working to do something about it. Also, just a reminder, I have a free email newsletter where I give you morning updates about what's going on.
Yep. Okay, next one is Antifa starting to attack each other now. If you're not quite commie enough, they attack you. Even their own.
What side is side? Hey, come on now. Come on now. Hey, right here. Hey, Sprader.
Just sit down. You're not going to do
I should stand here. I'm not going to put myself in danger. I don't want to get pelted.
That's a friendly Antifa. Okay, King's, this guy's pretty funny. King McDonald royal proclaimed.
This is your favorite majesty, King Donald, the strongest and greatest that has ever lived. Nobody's ever seen a stronger or greater or tougher king in the history of the world. And I hereby issue this royal decree to the radical left-wing crazy protesters. We urge you against drinking Molotov cocktails. We don't want you to drink the Molotov cocktails, especially when they're on fire. You could get very hurt. We don't want to see you do that. You know, we have to say that to these people because these are Antifa people, or as I call them, stupid people, very stupid people. Do not drink the Molotov cocktails and do not challenge the royal decree of the king. I got along very well with a lot of kings, and they said to me, Your Majesty, they said to me, Your Highness, speak softly, but carry a big scepter. I said, we don't have a problem. We have the biggest scepter the world has ever seen. You know who's got a problem? We call him Crying Chuck. He's got a tiny scepter, and he's very embarrassed about it, and he has a very hard time. He's nobody's favorite majesty. I'm your favorite majesty, and we're ushering in a new golden age in our country where anything is possible, where you could be somebody working 2 jobs as a fry cook and a garbage man and become your favorite majesty. Nobody's ever seen anything like it, but we did that, and we did it very well. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America. Long live King Donald. Long live the golden age. And thank you for your attention to this matter.
This would trigger the left so bad, it would be ridiculous. Okay, this one's talking about how they look so dumb out there with the King's protest.
I just want to say that you all look really dumb having another No Kings protest. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, talk about just a bunch of greasy, unemployed communists running around talking about fighting back against fascism, when I can't help but notice how rich and how hypocritical that is. Because who was it again? Which party was the party that called for censorship, that called for politically persecuting opponents, controls the entire mainstream media and all of the narratives, threatens people who doesn't agree with them, and believes it's justified to kill people and celebrate the deaths of people that they don't agree with? You know, the people who are like, comply or else, or we should be able to take your freedoms away for the greater good. Yeah, you. Look in the mirror. You are everything you claim to be against. You are the true fascists here.
They certainly are. All right, here's on the left, a Karen going after another group of leftists. This leftist is further left than the other lefts. Watch this.
Have y'all seen this?
If you're a parent, this is gonna piss you off. I'm about to introduce you to one of the most dangerous Karens ever. And if you have not watched this documentary yet, I'm gonna let you know there's gonna be some spoilers. And also, I hope you're holding on to your butt cheeks because this is going to piss you off. Are you a good neighbor? Do you have children? Do they like to play outside? You are gonna wanna watch this documentary and you're gonna wanna warn your children about the dangers of Karens because they are taking this to a whole other level now. I don't wanna talk too much about the Karen. I want to focus more on the woman and her children that this documentary is about. I want to introduce you to Ajika, a beautiful mother who was just doing her best to make ends meet and provide for her children and be a good mom, and that's it. Well, this woman, the Karen, her name's Susan, but everyone that lived in that neighborhood called her the Karen. She would call the cops on the kids for playing football too close to her house. She called them the N-word. She threw things at them. You throw something at my child, God have mercy on your soul. And one day, before the horrific incident that we're about to get to, the Karen was once again screaming at the children for playing outside. So the mother of her children decided to go talk to this woman and be like, they're kids, they're playing outside, they're not on your property. This woman, there's no talking to her. She is racist, she is combative, she is a Karen. But this woman, Ajika, AJ, decides, I'm gonna walk over here and see if I can just resolve this. That ain't happening with the Karen. There is no resolution. So they get into a little bit of a spat, and AJ's like, whatever, as she's walking away from the Karen, she picks up a sign that's in the yard and she's like, whatever, and just like tosses it behind her. As she's walking away, does not hit the Karen at all. The Karen calls the cops and it's on video. Oh my God, she assaulted me. She threw a sign at me and hit my leg. I think I'm gonna have to amputate. And you could see the African-American cop walking up to this African-American woman who's just sitting there on her car like, what? And she's like, girl, you already know. She's like, I didn't hit her. Luckily, all the witnesses confirmed Ajika's story. No one backed up the Karen. Don't be a Karen. Fast forward to the fatal night. One of Ajika's sons had left his tablet in the grass near the Karen's property. Which isn't even her property. She's renting the duplex. But anyway, the Karen then steals the child's tablet. The child thinks, I'm gonna go get my tablet back. He goes to the lady and he's asking for his tablet back. She then throws roller skates at the kids. So the kids go tell Ajika, AJ, their mom, what just happened. And so as a mom, someone just tried to assault your kids and hit them with an umbrella and throw roller skates at them and steal their tablet that you worked so hard to give them. Ajika had a reaction. I would have had a reaction. So she walks to the Karen's house and she starts banging on the door because she wants the tablet and she wants to know why. Why? What did my kids do for you to throw things at them and call them the N-word? All of a sudden, everybody hears a loud bang. Ajika goes down. The Karen pew-pewed through her door without knowing who or what she was aiming at. Spoiler alert, long story short, Ajika passed away. I have never seen more devastating footage than those babies learning that their mother was never gonna come home. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We're already at 5 minutes. My God, y'all really? It gets worse. That lit a fire in me, seeing these poor babies yearning and crying for their mother, who was just standing up for them. These babies live with guilt every single day because one of the boys didn't know how to do CPR. He couldn't save his mom. Boy who left his tablet and ran to tell his mom feels guilty because it's his fault, he thinks. No, it's the Karen's fault. They don't arrest the Karen. The Karen gets to go free because in Florida, they have the stand your ground law. And that's what the Karen was trying to milk. Didn't work. And meanwhile, while she's free to terrorize the kids and pew-pew people for no good reason. The family of Ajika is suffering. AJ's kids, they cannot comprehend how somebody who just unalived their loved one is walking free, living right next door to them. It seems like all hope is lost. But because of these people standing up for AJ, they got her. They got the Karen. They gave her a chance to write a letter to the kids of the woman she unalived. She didn't take the opportunity at first, and then she did, and what she wrote was gross and totally on brand for the Karen. Zero remorse, zero accountability. Watching this documentary, I wanted to stand up for Ajika. I wanted to stand up for AJ, her kids, that community, and I also wanted to warn us about the dangers of Karen and how we don't live in a world where you can just let your kids play outside anymore. So if you haven't watched the documentary, I'm so sorry if I spoiled anything, but you're gonna want to watch this. In 2024, the Karen was found guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to 25 years in prison. So in the end, we did get some form of justice for Ajika and her children, but I feel that she should have gotten life or the unalive penalty. One thing I do know is every day I'll send up a prayer for AJ and her children and all of her loved ones. Never forgotten.
I guess she was a real left-winger, real crazy one.
Are you holding on to your butt cheeks? We're gonna solve the case of the missing disability.
I'm physically unable to work any job because of my disability.
What is your disability? You seem pretty able-bodied to me. They have online jobs now where you don't have to leave your house. I'm a helper. I can't wait to hear what this disability is that keeps you from working.
If you're thinking, oh, you're lucky because you don't have to work,
I can promise you that is not what we're thinking. I am thinking it's weird that you haven't told us what your disability is yet, but...
enough, but you know that I don't just miss out on working, right? I miss out on all the fun things as well.
Wait, what? Oh, you don't have to tell us. We know how much y'all hate joy and all things fun. Yeah, what is your disability?
There's some things my disabilities forced me to give up besides my job. Vacations and traveling, amusement parks, which I really love, driving, going out places with friends, skateboarding, playing drums, being in bands and performing, studying the subjects I like, alcohol, movie theaters, concerts, museums, aquariums, etc., leaving the house when I want, proper hygiene, a chance of living alone, and parties.
That sounds like depression, not disability. I'm gonna save y'all from the rest of that. He, she, they... That person never said it, so... This is who we'll face in the Civil War. All we got was a list of things that person can't do anymore because of mysterious disability. What do y'all think it is? It's a mystery.
Programming note, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hawa's coming on with me, and we're going to be talking about the main thing. It's going to be about the Dominion machines and the company that bought them and everything. Now the left doesn't want to use any Dominion machines to count any of the votes all of a sudden. They don't want any of them. All these states are not going to use the Dominion if it's controlled by a Republican. They've been cheating all along, and you know that. All right, here in Poland, they're really standing up about allowing any illegals into their country.
Europeans are becoming poorer and poorer because of you. You are the face of the migration pact, and I'm talking to you.
Yeah, she's talking to the UN or EU Assembly, and she's standing up for Poland, saying we're not going to take all these illegals because the EU is trying to force every country to take a lot of illegals.
As a woman to a woman, as a mother to a mother, how can you not be ashamed of promoting the migration pact, which means that millions of women and children in Europe feel endangered, threatened on the streets of their cities? You are responsible for every rape, every violent attack, every tragedy caused by illegal migrants because you are inviting them to come to Europe. And for what you're doing, you should actually go to prison and not to the European Commission. Your presence as the President of the European Commission means a further collapse of the European Union. What do we think about your European Green Deal? This is what we think about this. This is what we think about the Migration Pact. You're not even looking at me. That's a shame.
Unbelievable. We need more people standing up like that. We're seeing it happen a little bit more in Japan and that kind of stuff. I'm afraid that South Korea is going to be lost to the communists pretty soon. All right, Amish, it's unbelievable what they're capable of. Watch this. This is Amish moving a barn by hand.
It's off and it's moving.
They moved that barn by hand. If someone had tripped and fallen, and a couple more goes down, that ends up crushing them. It's unbelievable what they're capable of. All right, ICE raids at the Chicago airport, where they're, like you get Uber rides or stuff like that. 2 out of every 3 were illegals driving at the airports, and they caught them.
Did you guys see they just did an ICE raid at Chicago O'Hare's rideshare parking lot? Like, as an American, you can't even get gig work anymore. Like, think about it. You have to compete to be able to drive around other people, or you have to compete to drop off people's food. So they did an ICE raid at the Chicago O'Hare parking lot, and they said it was at least 50 to 60 cars out there. And when they were done, there was only like 15. And they're saying that they're not suppressing our wages, right? So let me get this straight. They're not suppressing the wages, but you have to compete with more than double the amount of people who were supposed to be here. And that's not even counting that you're probably gonna get less per ride because there's so many people willing to do the job. Of course they're willing to do it, dude. They're getting assistance. They're not having to pay for a car. They're barely having to pay for rent. Yeah, they can take less wage per ride. So to sit here and say that it's not being suppressed, it's not real. You know, that's like when they said tariffs are gonna ruin the economy, they're gonna increase the price of everything, and then just nothing happened. People who have no understanding of basic economics are out here talking every day on the news, telling us how bad it's gonna be. Open your eyes, you guys. It's gonna be fine.
Yep. Here's my friend. I'm hoping to have her on here soon, talking about the left and just clown. She's using some sarcasm to get there.
All right, I'm finally fearful about this administration.
She's joking here, so she's using sarcasm.
And I figured there's no better day to post this than on No King's Day. And this isn't a joke. I fear that once this administration is over, I will never be able to laugh at an administration again. Let me correct myself. Laugh with. Have you seen how fucking funny whoever's running the White House accounts are? They literally all joined Blue Sky yesterday in a complete takeover of the liberal platform to actually just fucking torture them. I love this. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna have this ever again in my lifetime. Another serious concern of mine is that unemployment is gonna skyrocket. What are these millions of people going to do if they have nothing to protest?
Did they arrest them, Marianne?
Like, there's people
in Milwaukee
who are spending their Saturdays at an anti-Trump protest.
Hopefully
they don't work during the week. So what are they going to do on the weekends now? I'm just here for the good of the American people. Like, I want y'all to laugh and have jobs and sue me.
Yeah. Hopefully the ones in Milwaukee, that they were flying back. All right, fight breaks out between the left and the No Kings. Although the one guy that got attacked in this is a patriot because he happened to have the American flag. Watch this. They'll knock his hat off and stuff like that. And then they try to start a fight with him. A whole bunch of them. See, he's the one with the flag. They make him chase his flag, and the one lady knocks it off. He goes to chase it.
No, we're here to watch.
Hey! Start to choke him. He's trying to choke him. Then a bunch of them jump on him.
Stay up! Stay up! Stay up!
Get out of here!
No, you can't do that! Don't do that! You can't do that! You can't do that!
All right, next I have, I'm going to close with these. These are my friend Liz. She was in Ohio filming some of the No Kings protests, and she was protesting against them, kind of. Actually, she did a good job. Some are short, some are really long.
Mentally ill. The mentally ill are out.
They are mentally ill.
Mentally ill are out. Full blown. This is what
Going to hear pop pop.
feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you.
Unbelievable. Let me grab the next one. There we go.
There's one clown filming over here telling me I'm mentally ill, but he looks like a fucking woman.
Did everyone think that the protest was bigger or smaller? I thought it was smaller this time. And maybe a little bit less violent, too. Watch this little nutcake that was there.
Man, does that mean he's an anon, or does that mean he's a retard? Yeah, I can't tell. Looks a little soyish to me.
Too much soy boy.
They're driving by with truckers and racist signs. I don't even want to combat this evil because there's no obviously origin with the insane and the mentally ill, right? So we know that. I'm not going to go up there and start interviewing people and all that, you know.
I'm surfing over here.
Just showing you their idiocracy land. That's all I'm showing you. America first! Give me the finger.
We are making America great.
There's a couple signs over here I wanted to... It's funny how they're waving the flag here.
Good morning.
Good morning. They're waving the American flag. They have no idea they're supporting communists.
Later, Pat.
No genders, huh? Yeah, yeah. I don't know what gender you are. Yeah.
Can't tell if you have a pee-pee or not. Something wrong.
You're crazy.
I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Bro, get the hell away from me. You're like repulsive.
That guy follows around constantly. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
What's that?
They're wasting their day.
I know they are.
Leave them alone.
Unbelievable.
At me like I'm the guinea pig, like I'm the clown in the circus right now. Hilarious. This reality is hilarious. Hilarious.
She got another shot of this weird lady here.
You need to dress like to represent this country. Like a rejected retard with severe mental illness. Like you need to dress like that.
A lot of them have mental illness on the left.
Against your guy.
Dude, just stay away from me. I don't like mentally ill people. Stay away from me.
He's trying to intimidate her. Trying to drive her out. You start walking away from them, they'll keep following you, actually. If you get right up in their face and keep walking up on them, that's when they back up.
This is what mental illness looks like.
It is. This is in Ohio, a red state.
Anybody want a sec?
Yep. There's the next one.
Still going on. I'm on the lookout for some MAGA. I've only found a couple so far. The Channel 5 News here. I think I was on the news earlier. I don't know. MAGA! Yeah.
Morons! They are morons. This guy was interesting.
A little something again? I'm so sorry. Bob, Army vet here. How are you doing? How are you feeling today about this chaos here? Go ahead, yeah.
I don't even check
Absolutely,
them out.
absolutely. They're completely blinded by that truth.
I'm seeing a lot of that.
Yeah.
I got one request right now. I just say okay and just ignore them.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much for your service. Semper Fi, or you're an Army, either way. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yep. Oh, caught me off guard. I'm not ready to go on the next one.
All right, I got that one guy off my back. Again, in Parma, Ohio.
How was it in your area? Was there
Cleveland.
King's protest or not?
Everyone doesn't, everyone looks the same. They look like you don't know what gender.
How's it going?
And they're mentally ill.
Yeah, that's good. There was one other guy who has like a sign saying like we support kings on his car. He's driving around.
I don't know why these dudes are using our frocks. Like, those are our frocks. Like, we're the add-ons here.
I got
Not you retards.
the person who was provoking him. He went up to his car and started yelling.
But, I mean, like, come on. This is what's representing our country here. This is what's it. This is it, right here. This girl here. Literally, like this is what we have to look forward to. A Winnie the Pooh costume, you know?
Bro, Boston on the left.
I'm trying to be somewhat respectful. It's a little bit difficult.
Lover boy, right?
Oh, Edge! Donald Trump has got to go! 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 Oh, Edge! Donald Trump has got to go!
No fascists, no kings, no tyrants. Can you imagine? Look at the retards. Why do they always gotta do the floats and the unicorns and the flamingos and the costumes and like just overly continually to prove their mental illness? I don't know why this dude keeps following me. Like, what, dude? Get it. What were you doing before I got here? What is this doing by following me? What is it doing? Except for proving your mental illness and stalking people. Like, get off my back, bro. Get off my back.
I'm trying to intimidate you.
They all remind me of like hippies from like the 70s that thought that was, when the Democratic Party was kind of like somewhat like normal and tolerable. And they don't realize how far extreme left their party is, but yet they want to hate on Trump. It's unbelievable. They're supporting. So this is Parma. I mean, she's the size of a Parmesan. Or a Parma planet. This is Parma. I mean, I don't mean to make fun of people who are, overweight.
You get rid of them,
it's just like, just no coincidences that they're not down with their health or, or picking agenda properly. I mean, they all kind of look like this,
Don't want them to get any banking.
All right, I was going to head to Shaker Heights in Ohio, or East Cleveland, further down, which would be Hood. I think Bruce Snyder took his advice to not go down to the ghetto. imagine they'd be that much more violent. Parma's supposed to be a decent neighborhood in Northeast Ohio. Melt the ice. I should be ashamed. That's what he said. Amazing. It's time for the Great Pumpkin to release the Epstein files.
I've noticed a lot of them are these old
not to be an asshole, but most of these
like
people are
baby boomers age.
like unattractive people.
Back for me.
They're ugly inside and out.
That's insane. What is it? I'm watching too much CNN.
Dick traders. Alright, here comes the guy with the fucking, excuse my French. I gotta stop cursing so much, but Nobel Worst Prize. This is this dude right here. This moron right here. Sure. I love America. I love America. Can you believe it? Whatever happened to truth? The irony here is like beyond astounding. Again, I'm not going to argue with the mental illness because there's no point of me even like interviewing these people, and I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
You get triggered if you do. That's insane. I did send a message to her to see if she'd come on and talk about this, the rally and how it went and everything. Here's part 2 of
this. This is what the mental illness parade is, guys. I'm over here in Parma, Ohio, for the No Cakes protests. Look at these fucking retards here.
They are retards.
It's actually pretty packed over here.
We'll never be divided.
Another 10 years.
I'm wearing my MAGA hat today. Let me switch the camera. I'm getting a lot of heat for what I'm wearing.
The MAGA hat wearing today. Pretty great.
A lot of mental illness here.
There is. There ain't many, huh? I didn't get that many on the back. I get a few. Welcome.
I wish I could get over there, but I can't because I'm right on the highway. These people are all deranged.
For what it's worth, okay?
Everybody looks like this guy. Too much soy in their veins. No testosterone. Oblivious. Mental illness. I'm in Parma, Northeast Ohio. This one dude keeps following me like he thinks he's doing some service. They all look like this, fat, out of shape, too much soy, and don't know how to bathe.
Hi, Kurt.
Oh man, that's funny.
And retarded, that one over there. Dressed as unicorns. Another one. What gender? Which gender? Pick a gender. Wearing a uniform fucking outfit.
Say again?
Again. No gender. Here we go. I don't know why I got this creep following me behind me right here. Literally following me, like, why? Why? What are you gonna do to me?
I don't know about you.
This is like... Love America, but they're clueless. They have no idea what's going on in the world. Fine.
Flying the Mexican flag there. That pees me off. Try going to Mexico and flying the American flag. That's not going to happen.
Dude's wearing an Antifa Scooby-Doo shirt. He just called me an asshole. God is non-binary. Believe this shit?
God is non-binary. Oh, what idiots. All right, police carting off insurrectionists in Illinois.
Open border, and it just seems like what he's doing is ratcheting up sort of this whole situation for his own presidential ambitions, and he's putting these agents at risk, as also the citizens of Illinois at risk. It's a really shameful situation, but I do not think...
Who's the one out there causing all the problems? It's a leftist.
There's anything they will do to deter the Trump administration, because what we've seen from
Jonathan,
the beginning,
I'm
they are
cut in
going
for
to do
just
this.
a second, excuse me, because I want to talk about what's happening on the screen. This is live right now. So they are starting to cart people out. Now, we don't have great audio on exactly what's going on with these people. This, we've seen this all morning long. This is more than just they show up and they protest. Some of them turn into, riotous acts and the such. And I'm looking at a sign off to the left here, and I don't know if we'll pop up what I'm seeing, because there are a couple of satellite views that I can see that we rotate through live on air. We stand with immigrant families. That's never really been the issue. There are plenty of people in this country who came the right way, who want to do it the right way, and they have beautiful families. They are a great part of America. That's not what this is about. This is about some of the worst who are in this processing center and others across the country. Jonathan.
You are exactly right. President Trump stands with immigrant families.
Yeah, legal ones, not illegal ones. Where was I here? Portland Stronghold. Oh, no, okay, yeah, listen.
They thought the streets of Portland were theirs, not anymore. Antifa's so-called stronghold just turned into their biggest defeat yet. Police swept through downtown Portland with military precision, riot squads, laser shields, taking down Antifa ringleaders one by one. The crowd scattered in panic. Some radicals who once ruled the streets now run from the law. But it's not just about arrests. The Trump administration just launched a scorched earth campaign to hunt down every single financier and dark money donor funding really this chaos. The DOJ, FBI, Treasury, and IRS are working together to trace every dollar flowing into Antifa's operation. And yes, that means billionaire donors like George Soros, Reid Hoffman, and Neville Roy Singham are officially in the crosshairs. Trump's new directive is clear. If you fund street violence, your books are getting opened. Your tax exemptions are gone. Your days of hiding behind nonprofits are over. Even longtime Antifa cheerleaders are fleeing. Professor Mark Bray, the guy who literally wrote the book on Antifa, packed up and fled to Spain after the crackdown hit. That tells you everything you need to know. Investigators have uncovered over $100 million in taxpayer money that accidentally got funneled into Antifa-linked groups. Accidentally? Oh my God, you heard it right. Americans were forced to bankroll their own destruction. Now the Government Accountability Institute has blown the lid off Antifa's entire operation. Fake charities, bail funds, paid protesters, and propaganda network disguised as activism. Trump's response? RICO charges, asset seizures, the IRS probes targeting every nonprofit connected to the web. The message is simple. Law and order is back. This isn't just about Portland either. It's about ending the far left chaos that's infected cities across America for years. The days of violent radicals burning and looting with impunity are over. Even Soros' own allies are sweating bullets as the crackdown expands. For the first time, the people who funded America's destruction are facing real consequences. This is Trump's America First justice in full force. Antifa is crumbling. The far left street army is finished, and their billionaire puppet masters are next. Y'all like the video right there? Follow for more. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll catch you on the next one.
Can't rest enough for me.
Let's do breaking news now.
They now have Prickster, and they're in Illinois, have made illegals, some of them cops, and given them firearms.
Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement has just revealed in the last short time a police officer working in Illinois is an illegal immigrant. Radule Bajovic works for the Hanover Police Department. He graduated from the academy in August, but he has been living in the U.S. illegally for a decade after his tourist visa expired in 2015. His illegal status was discovered as part of Operation Midway. So we wanted to bring you the very latest on that.
To my wife. You guys are funny. I think I got one more here, too.
¿Qué? ¿Jesús qué? ¿Y a qué escuela va su hijo? Ok, gracias.
Tiene derecho, señor, ¿ok? Son seres humanos. I know him. Ay, Luis. Ay, hey.
So once you get to the processing facility,
what you're doing is
they're going to
evil,
run all
and
his
we all
information,
know it.
and then they're going to contact whoever he chooses to
Yeah,
contact.
I know. Yeah, I know his wife. I'll let his wife know.
Let her know. He'll make contact. That way she can be in contact with him. He'll get put in front of immigration
Yeah, I know the process.
to see if he can
Yeah, I know the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know as a comment.
Thank you. They just took my friend's husband. Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, I'm just afraid.
You'd be deported together. You want to get deported together, you can.
Juanita, if you're watching,
Not supposed to be here in the first place.
Can you tell my sister that they took Cindy's husband?
Yeah, they're going to be very busy. All the cops are on board.
Hold on, they're calling me.
A lot faster.
Yes. Okay, he's called. The other border patrol's calling me. Okay, she's calling me. Sí, le voy a decir a Cindy, okay?
Tenemos abogados aquí.
A lot of countries are standing up against all these illegals coming in. They're trying to ruin the world. They want a third world country so they can control it.
Hold on, I'm gonna get off this call. I need to call his wife, okay?
They don't want you to
I'll get right back on. He just told me to call his wife, yeah.
So you can't do anything.
So just be advised that there is a permit.
Bye-bye. Hey, Marianne, I'm going to be on at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Back up.
Amigo, back up. Back up, amigo.
All the Democrats, as soon as it's fought, they're all not going to use the machines anymore. We love them for all this time.
Aquí, mire, estos cabrones, estos terroristas, estos hijos de puta madre, son los que aterrorizan a nuestras comunidades. Hey, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? Digan su nombre, tenemos abogados, papitos. Tenemos abogados. Tenemos abogados aquí. Estos son los nazis del siglo XXI que están haciéndole trabajo al fascismo. Estos hijos de su puta madre aquí, todos estos culeros son los que están aterrorizando a nuestra familia. Todo lo que ellos están haciendo es ilegal. Con sus armas, con esas armas nos van a quebrantar nuestra moral. Sabemos que hay un pueblo que está fuerte aquí. El pueblo que siempre ha salido adelante.
We must win midterms. Okay, again, programming note, I'll be on at about 6 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time with Hawa, okay? And we're going to be doing the election stuff, the Dominion machines. Democrats are having a cow about buying it, and they're not going to use them anymore. Isn't that ridiculous? All right, I'm going to end it there. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you all for hanging out. God bless you all. Have a wonderful night. Hit end stream. It's not let me end it. Hold on. Won't even let me do it that way. I'm going to have to